Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep, and we are back with this week's analysis on Noelle's mother Asta, Medjugorje and the other demon world, as well as another theory on Dante being possibly linked to Asta. We will raise a lot of questions in this video on where the Dark Triad arc is actually going, so please do chime in on the discussion by writing a comment towards the end of the video. Oh shit, why did I say that? Because you already wrote something. Now, we made some predictions 2 weeks ago using balls deep prediction magic on what was gonna happen, and as usual, we got a lot of it right. I'm not trying to suck my own D out here, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. For one, we knew Asta was gonna end up facing Dante because when someone comes after the Black Bulls, you better know Asta's gonna jump in and protect his family. He's literally the cheerleader of the whole squad, whom they all look up to for inspiration. Now, as expected, Yami wouldn't even be there because he's busy taking a shit. We thought Dante was gonna start a fight with Yami and Asta was gonna jump in and help out, but no, it starts out the opposite way. Another mind-blowing reveal was Varnica being the one using Medjugorje's power. We all thought it would be Dante because he's the king of the Spade Nation, but it seems that he has an even greater plan than Medjugorje. We will explain a theory on what he's planning to do in a moment. There's a good chance now that Medjugorje is just a side devil with the side bitch piece of ass that he's with, and yeah, I just said that. Anyway, in chapter 239, when Yuno was revealed to be alive, as well as half the Golden Dawn members thanks to the spell William cast before he was taken, the other half still died, and that was mainly from just one member of the Dark Triad doing all of this on their own. So imagine what we all thought when we heard the other two were out and about, especially when they were coming for Yami and the Heart Queen, two characters we've come to love a lot. We all thought the worst was gonna happen, and actually that's still a possibility. I think we're gonna get a Yuno situation 2 more times, once with Asta and once with Noelle. I don't think the Heart Queen or Yami can quite stand up to Dante or Varnica, no matter how powerful they might be, so they may also get captured, which is going to spark an emotional fire inside Asta and Noelle the same way it did to Yuno, because they represent the Light Triad and all their stories are interconnected. This is all to further drive the idea that Asta, Yuno and Noelle are the opposite of the Socrates siblings. They all have a reason to band together and they have something they can relate to each other about. They will witness maybe the Dark Triad take someone away that is precious to them, and that experience alone will impact them in a major way, and thus will be enough to triumph against evil. Now, in last week's video discussing Black Clover, we explained the Heart Queen is omniscient and can detect devil powers. This plot device will be later used to explain the events, which it has. Everything that we saw at the Golden Dawn with Yuno having the worst day of his goddamn life might have been occurring at the same time.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. Today is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody.
The Heart Queen says 6 different people are all over the country invading, but if we count Dante, Zeno and his people with Varnica, that amounts to 8. So maybe she hasn't seen every little thing just yet, or just talking about the Heart Kingdom alone. For example, the Heart Queen hasn't notified anyone that Zeno was attacking the Golden Dawn, even though she can sense devils easily due to her curse, and she would have noticed something like that already, because as we all know, she's busy googling her eyes at Asta.
Damn, boy, he's sick.
But in our eyes, using logic, chapter 240 must have took place at the same time as the events of 235 to 239, because why would the Dark Triad wait until one member that was Zeno finish his plan to take the other arcane mages that was William? Because that would just ruin the element of surprise attack, which they did.
That don't make no sense.
Anyway, if you got to this point of the video, please can you smash that like button for me so we can build the Black Clover community to be unstoppable. Let's get to at least 15,000 likes on this bitch. Hit the notification button because we cover this series on a weekly basis and we need that support. By the way, this video is sponsored. Okay, so before we go any further, I'd like to thank Crunchyroll for sponsoring this video. Currently, you can get 2-week free premium accounts signing up under my link, crunchyroll.com/animeballsdeep. Just sign up below and I'll put the link in the description and pinned comment. Since Crunchyroll is an authenticated source, it also helps the original creators of the anime. All your favorite anime is on Crunchyroll, like Demon Slayer, Black Clover, Dr. Stone, Naruto, Boruto, JoJo Bizarre Adventure, My Hero Academia, One Piece, and even more. The newest episodes are available only an hour after they air in Japan. All full HD on multiple devices like your phone, consoles or iPad. Plus they are professionally translated so you don't get some wonky ass statement like this.
Now, any nomination? Hi.
So please check out my link in the description to sign up for 2 weeks for free at crunchyroll.com/animeballsd. Going back to the chapter, when Dante gets to the Black Bull base, he uses his magic to make the base float, which first of all, that's seriously some savage and broken ass magic, even without knowing the limitations, and second of all, that was just him messing with the bulls, not even using devil powers, not even getting remotely serious like at all. He would have straight up killed them all then and there if it wasn't for Vanessa's destiny magic. Gorsh and Henry use combination magic to let this intruder know he isn't welcome. Sadly, Dante isn't threatened by this and ignores it, noticing the fact that Vanessa is stage 0. Now this is interesting because if Vanessa's magic is only stage 0 when she can, and I quote, manipulate natural laws, then just how strong are arcane mages? I can guarantee you we haven't seen Yami's full power, or Asta's, or William's, or even Sekri's. They all have untapped potential because of their arcane ranking, and that potential is more powerful than the ability to change fate. In other words, these guys, especially since they're the good guys, this is a shonen, are gonna be way too powerful at some point. This is backed up by the Heart Queen herself when she stated the power scaling system in chapter 228 that arcane mages have an inexplicable power even though they are only stage 6. So what I think is gonna happen next chapter is that Asta and Dante are gonna duke it out for a bit, and Asta is gonna activate his black mode, revealing to Dante that he also possesses a devil, making him a bigger threat than he had previously anticipated, thus fulfilling Julius's prophecy that he will die at the end of this arc, since Dante will find out Asta is the problem to his plan to take over the world. Dante must acknowledge that Asta is using the power of Weg, which I'm sure Dante is doing himself, as once he gets annoyed at the end of the chapter, his eyes seem to be glowing red just like Asta, right? The other Black Bulls are obviously gonna join in, and Vanessa is gonna make sure they are not harmed, but eventually Dante will find a way around this, and that's when Yami shows up, sort of like he did in chapter 46 to rescue his squad. After that, Yami gives it his all, revealing his growth over the past 6 months time skip, but he will still not be enough for Dante, even just barely. Now I know you guys are thinking that I'm literally spoiling the whole goddamn manga. It's like I'm transcribing what I've already read from the future, right? Because you have to remember, don't you remember guys? Dante is my friend. I'm guessing Dante will reveal something about Weg magic, or maybe some interaction with the anti-magic devil, since we missed that dude so much. But at the end of the day, we will have to see how much percentage of the devil's power that he will use to understand the power scaling. If it's only 20%, these dudes best just pack up their shit and call it quits, fam, because they're finna die out here. Now that I've covered the chapter, I want to bring up some questions I have, because there are certain things that have confused me about the narrative at the moment. For one, how did the Dark Triad, previously known as the Socrates siblings, use devil powers to take down the Greenberry family? In chapter 231, Dante asks Zeno if he is used to the devil's power he manifested against the Diamond Kingdom to bring them down. That implies that he never used the demon power he displayed against Yuno beforehand. Now, one could say that maybe Zeno didn't have a devil and it was another member of the tribe, but if we look at the flashback that Yuno has received, it shows that Zeno definitely has the curse mark, so to speak, the mark that all the tribe members seem to have that signifies they have a devil. So why did Dante ask Zeno this? Either there's some information Tabata is holding on to and will reveal eventually, or this means in the flashback Zeno did not have the new devil that he showcased to us. He must have been using Weg magic to the capacity just like his disciples. That implies the idea that Dante must be the one that is giving away these demons to his subordinates when he feels that they are ready. Julius says that the Spade Nation is a place that worships, and I quote, the ancient horror which slumbers in the cold of their massive land. And at the end of chapter 239, we see Dante in front of a giant crystal of ice, seemingly speaking to it, right? I think there's a demon in there, fam. Possibly the demon that they worship from long ago, and they could be trying to awaken him. Now, logically, this makes sense as to why Dante decided not to attack the kingdoms for 16 years after he took over the Spade Nation so easily, because the demon king which he is connected to 42 got sealed away, and they only recently conducted a plan to take over the whole world when enough power was built up to make them become a military nation that they are. The Heart Queen literally, and I mean literally, confirms this in chapter 228 page 11, where she says the devil Majukula was using citizens to build its power so they can invade other countries. This crystal must be weakening, or could be another reason why Dante wants to gather up arcane mages to steal their magic, as it's needed to unlock the ancient evil he worships. Now, I have already explained my arcane mage theory in my other Black Clover videos, so do check the pinned comment to understand the bigger picture, because I think there is a 99% chance this theory is gonna come true. However, going balls deep, this brings up another question. Who sealed away this ancient evil, and how did Noelle's mother Asta die? We know she had a curse and that Majukula was responsible, but why did she die right after she gave birth? We were told that this was just an excuse the Clover Kingdom created to Noelle because they did not want the curse to spread, right? Another reason why this excuse happened is because the Clover Kingdom does not want the knowledge of devils to be spread, as this would make the royals lose political power. This is the exact reason Damnatio blamed Asta for everything that happened in the Elf arc. This is why currently Asta has to prove to the Clover Kingdom that demons exist to gain his innocence, right? Using balls deep prediction magic, Noelle's mother Asta must have been a spy or on a secret mission that made her get the curse from Majukula. We have evidence from Julius when he's making announcements that the Golden Dawn defeated Spade invaders, spies, and officers to gain their stats. This means the concept of spy mages exists. The Heart Queen stated to us that Varnika's devil Majukula cursed her. She said this curse would kill her within a year's time frame. So this means, and I mean this guys, Noelle's mother, she must have smashed and got pregnant whilst being cursed, fam.
What did you say, nigga?
Anyway, I've been discussing this theory with 5 Leaf of Despair on Twitter, and she has been helping me out with this video on questioning the series we are all reading. However, when I asked her for her name, she said, did she think I was trying to slide into a DM? Like, bruh!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Anyway, our theory is that Asta, Noelle's mother, was cursed because she tried to stop the Dark Triad. This makes sense because there's no way she just died randomly. There has to be a reason for her curse. Maybe she is the one that gave Julius all this knowledge about the Spade Nation worshipping an ancient evil that plans to take over the whole world. Or what if she is the one that helped seal him away? Think about it. The Clover Royals don't want anything to do with demons or have any ounce of knowledge of them when the word magic devil was talked about in the trial, as if it's blasphemy. They're literal idiots. It doesn't make sense to them. Julius is 42 years old, whilst Asta was 32 when she died. They must have had some sort of relationship for him to gain this knowledge, as even Meriliona said Asta was well known in the kingdom as a great mage, so she had to keep her devil curse a secret, right? Noelle's mother Asta must have been the first example of Majukula's curse, and they did not know the conditions of Weg magic, and this is what allowed people like Noelle, Dorothy, Julius, and the Heart Queen to gain more knowledge on this matter. Otherwise,
That don't make no sense.
Julius said in chapter 228 that he knows of the spirit guardian Garja, and they actually fought long ago. So there is a lot of history between the nations we know nothing about. Which brings me to the question that all of you have been asking me. Could Dante be Asta's father? Or could Dante be the one that gave Asta's anti-magic demon? Now my answer to that question is possibly yes. So here is another theory to add to the pile. At this point, there are around 10,000 theories on this channel. One of the standout ones is that Asta being a Napoleon type figure that causes a revolution, as he is part of the Light Triad. However, using big brain, Tabata can go multiple directions. It's already well established that Dante displays the trait of oh my god, I can't pronounce this, guys. Machiavellianism. There you go. Can you congratulate me by smashing that like button? We know he has this trait, and he likes to play fun and games and wants to bring the other world to this one as he finds it boring. He has the same tattoo scar that Asta has on his headband, and is also said to be part of the Spade Nation before he decided to betray them, understanding the nation's ins and outs. This means Dante would have access to their royal robes and handwriting, of course, just like Yuno did when they were left as orphans. Dante said in chapter 239 that humans are evil incarnate, and that is their true nature. future. So what if he put Asta in the Clover Kingdom as a Trojan horse? Asta's name derives from a demon called Astaroth, who is the great Duke of Hell in the first hierarchy with Beelzebub and Lucifer. He is part of the evil trinity. Now in Black Clover chapter 240, Dante literally just mentioned the Demon King with his gravity magic. So is he linked with their royalty? What if Dante named him Asta for a reason, as Asta's character has displayed some mutation and abnormality where the other world doesn't really affect him unlike others. It's well established that the Spade Nation has the ability to take away all mana life force from their civilians, as they have already been doing so for all these years. And it seems Dante is also the one that is giving out the devil contracts, so he could have planned for 16 years that Asta would come to his side when he decides to invade as a Trojan horse. Who's to say Asta does not lose control of the devil like he did when the Witch Queen forced him in chapter 99. The Witch Queen said, "Show me your true nature" in chapter 96, and that's when the literal life force of flowers were dying around him. However, again, Asta tried to fight this and was trying to stop it all when he was about to kill Noelle, because he was like, "Noelle's my thing, I'm about to go balls deep in that shit." But that's basically the theory that people want me to cover, that Dante is linked with Asta's devil, and I think that is possible too. Either way, we will gain knowledge of Weg magic, the anti-magic demon, or Dante in the upcoming chapters. I don't see how Dante will die in this fight, because then the arc would be over. He either leaves with someone captured or help will arrive. So that's it for this week's review. It was quite long. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Sometimes I respond to you guys just like I did with the goth girl where she didn't even want to tell me her name. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time to go ballsy.